All right. Hello, all my binary and non binary people. Welcome to another club meet of CSN's LawSec. I am Fleshbot, our club president. I'm here today with Nato Chapo, aka the Human Firewall, aka the Humble Meme Farmer, aka Potato King. And we're going to be talking about log analysis. Do you know the type of wood you're examining? Just kidding. We're talking about logs that contain thousands and thousands and thousands of words. But before we get into that, can you? We need to. One more. We need to talk about.
One more?
Yeah, one more, please. We need to talk about everyone who got access to the Cyber Vista test that we did last club meet. If you didn't do it, we'd go ahead and do it and turn that in. Make sure we get that all nice and done, set up, and do the survey for them. And, let's see. So, and if anyone's out there that knows how to do graphics or any kind of social media blasting, please reach out to us. We're always looking for people like that to help us out. And if you're interested in joining the club, be sure to come check us out. We're here every Wednesday.
Where are we?
Oh yeah, we're at CSN North Las Vegas campus. What room number is this? 25 what? Excuse me, I had a brain fart.
2752.
A2752. All right, cool. And like I said again, we're gonna be going through log analysis today. And also we gotta remember tomorrow's. Can you go to the next? Please, thank you. And tomorrow is the beginning of individual games, guys. So I want to talk about a few notes, a few tips when the individual games start. You want to get most points and the most accuracy. So be sure to do the easy ones that you know you can answer easily. And if you get stuck on a hard question, don't worry about it. Just skip over it. Leave it for last. Because you don't want to spend hours and who knows a bunch of time on a hard question while there's other questions that you could answer easily. So try to get them points. Try to get your accuracy up and kick some butt. All right. But today, log analysis. Right. So what are we gonna do, Mr. Potato King? Oh, crypto corner. That's for the end. All right. Here's today's challenge for the crypto corner. If you could crack this and send us a message. First person to crack it gets a prize. So
Send it to 6
yeah, be sure to send your cracked cryptography to Mr. Sick Kills. Yeah. Oh yeah, we'll post it on Discord as well. So log analysis with the human firewall. What is a human firewall? All right, and then so we're gonna get into that, and then next week we'll have open gym day. So that'll be lots of fun. Talk about tools and how to get through the competition.
Can everybody hear me okay? And is there anybody on?
Let me see.
I'm not gonna work that hard to please them if they're not on.
1, 2, 3.
Although they can participate.
There's
too.
3, 4
There's
people.
3.
Yeah.
Well, I'm glad the dissident's joining. I'm going to talk about log analysis today. It can be kind of a dry topic, so I'm not going to bore you to death with the death by PowerPoint. This is only 6 slides. We're just going to get through it, and then we're going to get on some practical hands-on stuff so you can get some practice on your own, learn things about logs and drawing conclusions.
Schedule from like CSN. It's for the club packing. It's not for me. It's for
Welcome. Go ahead and take a seat. So, let's talk about logs. Logs come in all shapes and sizes. Basically, everything electronic generates some kind of log, and all they are is it tells you information. Network traffic logs tell you about network traffic that goes from point A to point B, what kind of traffic it is. You have Windows event logs, you have operating system logs, which tells you different processes and things that happen on a machine. Applications, things like Excel, your video games, etc., they all generate logs too. They're normally used for not necessarily security purposes, they're normally used for troubleshooting. Because people that design these programs and things like that, when stuff goes wrong, they look at the logs to see what's wrong. But there are security applications to them, because especially when they will tell us when adversaries do something malicious, they leave a footprint behind, and that footprint is some kind of log that something they manipulated, what changed. So I'm not the be-all, end-all expert on everything logs. There's too many sources and things like that for me to know everything about. But I know enough, and I'm going to talk about some techniques to help you guys look through logs, whether it's competitions or just get you into some basic practices. And basically, I have 3 screenshots up here which talk about 3 different ways you can look at logs. The first one with the command line there is grep, and we'll go over this when we start doing the hands-on stuff, and I'll show you. You can parse logs through the command line and get an output. The second being something like Excel or a spreadsheet. You can manually parse logs that way and divide your fields and be able to look at the data better. The third way, which is the bottom picture, is some kind of log analysis tool. I'm going to walk you through that. We're going to look at Splunk today. It's not the only log analysis tool out there. It's just the first one that came to mind when I thought, hey, what's a free tool people can use, get some practice on if they wanted to try a tool. It's there for free. You can use it. So we're going to go to, that seems a little bit, should have increased the font on that, but we're going to go to logs.to. So if we can all just head to there. The dissident can participate in this too if they want. I'm going to back out of this really quick.
So you guys go ahead and participate. Just head to www.logs.to.
And I need my presentation. You're going to get a website that looks like this. And with that website, you can generate up to 30,000 logs, 30,000 log lines in one go. And I was thinking about different ways I could have you guys go through this topic, and I have some logs that should be all on the desktop if you guys want further practice. But probably the best way for you guys to learn is you can select some tools that they have pre-set up. They have like a, Windows logs, Cisco ASA, etc. You can put in date range. And then they also have this thing which calls introduce threat context. And what that does, if you look at that, it shows different types of tactics, techniques, and procedures that an adversary might use to get in. So what I'd like you to do is select some logging devices. You can do as many or as little as you want. Select some threat context. Output it to probably CSV. It will probably be the easiest to work with, and generate some logs. And we can go through those logs as your hands-on portion so you can get some hands-on experience with that. So what else do I got here? I also have some resources for you, because just looking at a bunch of logs isn't going to help you all on your own if you don't know what they mean. So when you're looking at different kinds of traffic logs, maybe in your career, wherever, you can upload things to VirusTotal, and that's kind of a community thing people can go to and see if something is malicious or not. It's not always 100%, but it gives you a pretty good indicator. Domain dossier, centralops.net. That's a place you can look up DNS records for IP addresses. It's very useful. I got the National Vulnerability Database up there for you. So you can look at different vulnerabilities that come out. It's a good resource for research. There's how to use grep, the website we just went to generate logs, and then a cheat sheet for Splunk. How many people here actually know what grep is?
Grep?
Grep? So how many people don't know what grep is? Okay, that's good. So grep it's a tool in Linux you can use to parse information. And if you look in that folder on the desktop, there should be a folder on the desktop on the machine here. There's a copy of the Linux command guide. It's got all kinds of information about grep. It'll help you give the syntax. You can also go to that link, and you can parse. It'll bring you information. I consider this a manual way to do things. Some people like it. And it can be fun, I guess, when you have a small log set. But when you start looking at big log sets and enterprise and stuff, you're generally going to go to a tool, something like Splunk, QRadar, etc. You don't get a lot of alerting built around grep. And let me end this slideshow again really quick. Are there any questions so far? Nope. Okay. I just want to show you some tools really quick. We'll work our way backwards. I'll start with Splunk first. Like I said, it's a tool. It makes doing logs a little bit easy. You just open up Splunk here. We'll set a time range. Unfortunately, the log set I have is from 2017, so I kind of have to go way back. Give me 1 second here. And we'll just search. And we'll just see what kind of logs. If you look at the cheat sheet for Splunk, which I'm not going to make you do, you always have an index. And with these tools, think of an index as kind of like a bucket. And then that star there that I just put in is just a wildcard search that says search all the buckets. And we'll just go through this whole timeline. We'll see what logs we pull up. You see I pulled up some logs from March of 2017. How useful. Yay, how fun. You can also have, so you can have multiple buckets, so you don't have to use a wildcard search. You can break it down further and further to make your searches a little bit more narrow and tailored. And you can bring up more information. But right now I just said bring up everything. And this may not be very useful to you. But one thing you can do is you can parse your search down. You have different fields that you can search through, which tell you information. Maybe I just want to know the source IP and the user for each log in this event. So all I'm doing is saying, let's look at this bucket. I named it log source 1, and I parsed some fields out specifically to show me the source IP and the users. And then I'll just hit search. And it's going to present just that information I told it to. Does that make sense so far? Okay, moving on. So I don't need this VM anymore. So we're going to go ahead and shut this down. We'll power this on. And while we're waiting for that, the computer will freeze. Just download more RAM. Yes.
Gotta download it first.
Download more RAM. And let's see, I don't think we have Excel on here. Cool, we're going to bring up Excel. Like I said, we'll work backwards. It's pretty easy to look at the logs through the big tools, the big fancy tools that people use. Well, I'm going to show you another method to break down logs manually. And so I'm going to open up Excel here. I'm going to open a folder that I know I put some logs in. And let's see, get this log here. And all I'm going to do is, let's see, go to Data, Insert from Text or CSV, hit that, and I will select this tool, or excuse me, select the log source, all files, bring in this log file, and I'll hit Import. And that should bring up an import wizard. That's broke. And I should be able to parse the fields this way and break it up into different fields to help me out further. This is a really manual way. It's an imperfect way to do this. But if you're doing competitions or you're working with a smaller data set, it might be a method you can use. And you can close and load. It brings it up. It automatically parses it. You can select the information you want. Does that make sense to everybody? I know this is a dry topic. Does? Okay. Where'd it go? We're going to keep going. I just want to get through this so I can get you guys hands on. That's what I'm trying to do.
So it looks like a lot of people already have logs generated.
Yep. And we're going to have them look at the different logs. If you went to the website and you hit generate on the logs, you should see a splash screen which shows the type of traffic that was generated. You should also get like a downloaded file, a zip file, and that's the logs. You can open it up and you can look through it. I would suggest looking through it, depending on the attacks. Research the tactics and techniques that you selected and see if you can pick that out from the data set. Okay, we're going to log into Linux here, pull in a log file. See if this works. And all you're going to do with grep is bring up the terminal, and you can just type in grep. And if you don't know what you're doing, you could probably do a question mark or maybe a help. Let's just go ahead and pull up the handy dandy link I had there on how to use grep, because I forgot. It's been so long. And all you're going to do is type in grep, the modifiers you want. I want maybe to look for failed. Failed, maybe. Show me all the failed logins. And then I want to see the file, and I forget what file I just used. Bear with me one moment. And then I'm just going to have it search for that keyword. And then it's going to start showing me the fails and all that fun stuff. And that's all I have to really present. I really just wanted to get you guys into looking at the logs because I know that some people struggled with the log analysis challenges during the NCL, and I just wanted to show you guys some tools and some methods to look at. And I wanted to do it in a way that wasn't as boring as dry as log analysis is.
You can't say it's dry and boring and not make it dry and boring.
Well, yeah, it is. It's dry and boring.
For some people, I think it's kind of.
It's important. There's part of your job, part of the job as an analyst is looking at things and drawing conclusions. So you'll look at logs. Generally, you're not going to spend all day looking at every logs. You'll have some kind of alerts or some kind of tool set to look for specific types of traffic. Because in the security field, we don't really care about anything that's allowed. We only care about the stuff that's not allowed. We only want to know if it's allowed if maybe we get a false positive, and we just want to rule it out and make sure it's legitimate traffic. Any questions for me? I'd rather not. But you can use that method. You can use any method you want to parse logs. All I wanted to go over was a couple methods you can use, but if there's other methods that you prefer, you should definitely use that. See what tools are available to you.
And you said Notepad++?
Yep.
Yeah,
You can use Notepad++.
I haven't heard that.
I don't use Notepad++. I don't like Notepad++. So I don't like it. I prefer Notepad. And like,
I really like the boring and
I prefer Notepad when I'm typing notes. If I want to actually look at data set, I'm bougie and I use a tool. So I don't even use Grep anymore. So I haven't used Grep since that's
color.
yeah.
Color, no?
I don't care about color. I don't care about color.
Everyone
I can put color on a tool set.
Everyone has participated in NCL, right? Have you guys done the log analysis in the open gym? No? No one? Yeah. They could do like a few questions on NCL for the log
Yep.
analysis.
But that's really what I wanted to do, and I wanted to give them a skill set that a tool set that they could generate stuff to look through. Just kind of look in and see what you see. I know it's free form, and that could be off-putting to some people. Welcome to IT.
Shit show. Google it.
Point is, you just do what you're doing with this website.
Log.to. Logs.to. Log.to. That. There you go.
Wow.
What I will do, I'm going to close that out because that's useless for me.
Yeah, you think I could hop on and show them how I use Grep on
Yep.
like the log analysis?
Hop in. Do it.
Switch out.
Move my stuff out of the way. I'm here for the club.
They can see you can log in with CIP, username, and password.
I think they all should be logged in, so you should just be good to go.
I'm about to Tiki. Where's this computer come out? Is it over there? Is it by that wall?
Yeah, it's a little.
We need to make this. I don't know. This wasn't charged, but
My part of it was just kind of figure out the rating laws next week. And then open those, you guys will look at them. And then I think Paul or Flexbot got some more stuff for you guys to
There was that other thing for the software that,
Splunk? All right. Let's see. All right, guys. If you guys want to learn how to use the grip, I know if you could probably go through like an open gym log analysis. You guys want to hop into your NTL account? We'll walk through one of these.
I think you're gonna go over NCL right now, you said?
Just the log analysis. We'll do one of the exercises in the open gym. Log analysis. All right. Well, this is an easy one actually. This is exercise one. I wasn't here last week, so I'm trying to catch up with you. I appreciate it. Big move finishes tomorrow.
come on, we get it. We'll catch you next week.
Yeah, I really appreciate it.
Later, man, have a good one.
All right, so if you guys do, look at the first one. Just kind of go over the tools. So download the log. That's what I like doing. I like that one, the log. Log, and then we'll look at the questions out here. The first log analysis one.
Okay.
So I just go into. Alright, so auth log, right? That's the log we downloaded. Is there anyone following along, or are you guys spending some time getting to the auth log? You guys download the log?
Really, we're actually just gonna move from
Yeah. No, if you want to, no, not to, but if you want to get a, so you would
Yeah, I'm doing security board.
Open your VM.
I think it's too late to sign up now.
Yeah, I did.
But. This one right here, I should be over here helping out a little bit more.
Are you guys on download the log?
They have a bunch of different logs. Are you trying to get them to download from NCR now?
Yeah, the NGL log. You guys can I'll just show you guys the tools so you guys could use it on your command or
Well, let's talk like what you have first.
I have all of them, yeah.
I like specific guys, I don't want specific guys.
I've got about 100 right now.
Alright, so it says right here, what is the host name of the Essence State server that was compromised, right?
You let me know which one
So
you want.
whatever log file you're looking at,
Can you download that log file and put it on that USB phone real quick, whatever you're working on? Yeah, then just put it on that USB phone.
anywhere?
Yeah, and that. You can put it on whatever you want to put it. You're putting audio. Yeah, there. Okay. Alright. Alright, you got the specific log. You guys log Yeah, if anyone in here wants more direction or does anything, same thing with
Yeah.
She left you like that.
Good? Yeah, here, put that back in there again, like put that log in there and then like eject it after you put it in there.
Why, it's corrupted?
It's not, the log wasn't even in there. What command did you use? Or have you used the command yet?
Oh, for the grab.
That means you come in.
Okay.
Can you put it in the club cyber thing?
Sure.
Yes, that's one there.
Okay, yeah.
Thank you, and then make sure it's in there. Yep, and then just eject that bitch so that it stays. Having some technical difficulties here. Hopefully it stays this time. I don't want to go back.
Alright, let's try. So.
Going around from the frozen areas.
No, it should practice. So this is gonna be the front end specifically. You do whatever you want. Cyber flood. You want to do CLT? The competition part of it, I understand, but then you can still like sign up and do like games and stuff like that, which is basically the same thing as the competition. But yeah. Yeah. I think I heard Tim say that you've been around for a while. Like at least it's a club, right? That's kind of why you're working with stuff like that, or? Yeah. No big deal. We're all trying to get more people to know what they're doing in the team part of competition.
Anyone else need the
Next
log?
year, well, there's more CPFs in the future, but we're posting on this, find out, in November, noon and 10. think everybody's ready, yeah.
Cool. I've been through this, but we'll show you a few tricks. If you guys already done it, that's cool. It's even better. But what I like doing on these logs is I like going on my terminal, going to the folder I download the log, and one of the commands I use is cat. You guys know what cat is, right? Anyone know cat? Concatenate. Yep. So what concatenate does is, whatever file you concatenate, what it does is it displays it inside your terminal. So find wherever your log's at, and type in the command cat, and then the file name after that. And it should display that file inside your terminal. So I would do cat off log, enter, and it's going to put up my file inside the terminal, right?
How do you say it? Cat connect? What is it?
Concatenate.
Catenate, thank you.
Alright, so this is what I like doing. I like concatenate. I kind of look through it. There's a format. The first, we got a date, October 11th, the time. We got right here, my Raptor, here shell, okay. Server listening. I kind of just look through it at first glance. So I see right here, server listening. I got an IP number, and I got a port number.
There's a lot of questions, a lot of answers on this stuff. If you don't know, it's all right. Try and learn specific from the cat.
So the first question is, what is the host name of the SSH server that was compromised?
You gotta go slow for some people.
Okay.
So you got the command, now you need the cat. With the file. So you already have the file.
You download the file?
You download it onto your download file. Is that on a computer or on a yeah, you can do that. What is the actual file itself? On the bottom. The file itself, no file. You download it. So you go down to the files, and look, there's the files, yes. The file will
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
the last little broken. The last broken? Is that what's going on? Okay.
I can move it, yeah.
All right, listen. Y'all isn't making too much of a ruckus back here, all right? Chill out. Yeah, your feet hasn't resolved.
We got an extra notes anywhere?
Huh?
Oh, we got extra notes. Oh, you got it?
There we go.
Alright, can anyone guess what the host name of the server is? Just by looking at the format. Right. So I was just by the format, you can look at that the host is my Raptor. It's using the secure shell. And then it gives you what happened, what's going on from that host, right? So the first question is, what is the host name of the SSH server? It's right there, my Raptor. Okay. We don't have to do anything in it. Just look at the file pretty much. You found it? So the next question is, what was the first IP address of the attack server? So we're looking for IP addresses, right? So there's a few ways you could do that. You could grep for the IP address, Or you could use a command called cut. So cut is, what it does is it takes a column or a certain field from the whole log and parses it out completely. So you can use cut, you use tac D for a delimiter, meaning you could use whatever character, whatever space, like I'm using space right here. So tac D, delimiter, and I put a space in between the quotation marks. What that's going to do is it's going to use a space as a delimiter. So whatever space is in the log is going to count it as a different section. So then we go right here, tac F for field. And the field is going to be, after every space is going to be considered a field. So we do field 1 and off log. It's going to cut that very first column, right? We go back.
Make sure you let people copy that real quick.
Of course. So tag D for delimiter, meaning what we're going to use to separate the fields. And then tag F for fields, meaning which column we're going to use.
Is that an L?
That's a 1. So let's say I want to do field 6. We got failed and received connections, connection status, right? Field 8, IP addresses. Okay, so on and so forth. Okay, that's a tool we can use for log analysis. But for our instance, we are looking for IP address to attack the server. So right here we're going to use grep. So we're going to cat the auth log. That's what I do. I'm going to pipe. That is the key above the enter sign. Pipe it. So what piping does is it takes the output from the first command and puts it into the second command. So we're going to cat auth log, and then we're going to pipe it to a grep. And then we're going to look for a keyword, right? So failed password for Harvey, received connection. And you got right here PAM Unix session ID. We'll look for open. Let's try that first. We're going to look for grep opened. Enter. Okay. On. There's only 1, 2, 3, 4 sessions that are open. So the question is, what is the first IP address to attack the server? We could submit a command, head, auth. So head, all it does is it shows you the first few entries of any log, any file. So just by typing in head, you can see the first few entries in the log. So the first IP address to attack the server. 57.
There we go. Let's see what's in that directory.
So this is the first IP that tried to connect.
Okay. And there's our one. Now you can finish that. Okay, you already committed, so you can just go press that. There it is. That's the one. Download. Press it. Oh, you have another copy. Yeah. One step. All that, all the windows that can make it specifically, and then why I love it. Yeah, we should have something like that. We don't have them down there.
You ready for me?
So, by attacking the failed connection?
Yes. So the first IP address. So we looked at the sessions that connected, right? There's only 4 sessions that are open, right? When we use grep and we use open, these are the sessions that actually connected to the SSH server up here on top.
Again?
What's that?
TACF is what? In the test thing that we're doing, TACF is what again?
TACS stands for field, and what it does is it separates the columns, right?
Separate the column.
Uh-huh. So the D in the cut command is the delimiter,
Yes.
which means you can make the delimiter whatever you want.
Right.
You put whatever you want as the separator for your columns. So for example, you want to do the colons, you could use colons to separate your fields, and they'll separate the columns by colons.
Right.
So like, it goes like this. And then I'll display that whole output right there.
Cool. So you're manipulating what's being printed or being shown in that file.
Yeah. So like I'm using colons for this one, you know.
Those are something that we
Alright, so we know from this session though right here, the one that connected, we know this is the right IP address, right? This is the person that was supposed to connect. So just from this, we could deduct that all these other IP addresses that attempted to connect and that failed because they didn't put the right password in, you kind of tell that this person was trying to brute force their way inside this SSH server. Why? Because they had so many failed attempts. Yeah.
And it's from,
Look at this.
is it from multiple boxes or IP addresses, excuse me, or is it all the same?
So there are different IP addresses, but we can look at the times right here as well.
Yeah. Within milliseconds.
Yeah. So you know, that's kind of a giveaway, you know. So the first IP address that attempted to attack the SSH server should be the first, usually the first failed, you know. Now look at this. All right, now this IP is right here, connection failed. Receive disconnect, right? Another attempt, same IP address, connection failed, failed twice. Receive disconnect, right? So this was the first IP address to attempt to attack the server. Right here. That should be your answer for your second question.
So you only have, the only real reason why you are saying that the first IP address to attack the server, oh, it's literally the first IP address on the
It's literally the first IP
Okay.
address.
Yeah.
So the way we deducted that though is we use the grep for the session that was open. So what I did is I kept the log.
This one's a pretty good one to follow along with.
I piped the output of the log into a grep. So I'm looking for a keyword right here. What I'm looking for is open.
For you, make sure you
So cat off.log. I pipe it into a grep command. I'm looking for a keyword called open. So I can see right here, PAM Unix session open. Right? Now we could do another one with just sessions right here.
Does anybody else need to copy that command? Can you commit that?
The pipe is right over, right below that.
It's above the enter.
Press shift, right, go, get the shift out.
So right here, see open for user root. So if you can look at all the sessions that were created on the SSH server, you can see right here that cron is a cron job. Cron. It's like automated tasks. Yeah, but it was open right here, and it was closed. Okay. And this session open, close, open, close, right? These are all crons right here. These are the users that connect to the. Okay, and this is a secure shell. So this is the only one person connected, and the user is Harvey. Right? So we know Harvey connected successfully. Who the hell is Harvey? We don't know yet. But the next question is, what is the second IP address to attack the server? Right. So using what we did, we could cat or head, which is the first beginning, offlog. So this is the first one we got right. 69, 69139. Fail, receive disconnect, connect. The next one we got right here.
Okay. Yep. Thank you. And keep following along, buddy.
Yes, sir.
So it's interesting because we get the port number as well. So let's see. I'm gonna cat the log.
Well, right now.
So we could try by port. See if this guy tries to connect to the same port.
Where is that file?
So let's see. Cat log, pipe it to a grep. And we're gonna look for that port number. Let's see if anything comes up with that.
So right now, I don't know which is this thing. That's the directory you're in, most of those directories and files within your on desktop.
Alright, so that port number is for that certain IP address. Okay, cool.
So now you're going to change directory.
So that's how we're looking for. We're looking for a second IP.
Type in desktop.
So we'll try it right here. Second IP. The next one to attack is connection from 56.13.188.3.
You can press the
Fail. So if we grab that IP address, I'll show you the command. Cat offlog pipe grep, and then in quotation marks the IP address.
So remember that with Linux file, you have to point it at the directory where the file is in, or you have to be in the path or in the directory where the file is in. Yes.
This person also tried to connect multiple times. So this should be our second person right here. Second IP address to attack the server. It's 56.13.188. There it is. Correct answer. But do you guys see how we're using grep? So grep is like keywords. You know, there's a bunch of things you could do with grep as well. Like instead of using cut, you could only like, let's say you need to count how many times this IP address attempted to access the server, right? So there's a way we could do that with grep and another command. But let's say use grep, right? We're grepping our IP address. We have all these right here. So there's another command. You can pipe that into a command called word count, WC. And when you enter that, it should tell you right here. So the first value, I believe, is how many times this was in a line. It's 130 times this IP attempted to access the server. The second column, I believe, is how many words were in that line. And then the third column is the byte size. So how many bytes that IP address, grep also has, so if you're just scanning through a log, and let's say like, I don't know, let's look up Harvey. And you don't care about capitalization or punctuation, just hit -I. -I shows you all the times Harvey was mentioned. Now, this is useful for when there's words that are capitalized and not capitalized, but they could be the same word. Or you're not sure, you're kind of going through the log looking for keywords that are relative to whatever question you're being asked. We'd like to use the -I. Then we can isolate that with the -O and just show us the keyword we're looking for. So these are all cool little commands you could use with grep. If you want to look more into it, you can do a man, which is manual for grep. It brings out more in detailed stuff. Alright. So like if you want to look up all the IP addresses, grep also has a function called -E, which is extended grep. And you could do like you could drop a function in here like let's see. So 0 through 9. 0 dash 9.
Anybody have any questions or something like that?
Fire. Does the stream have any questions? We've been watching carefully, waiting for you guys to ask. Any questions you have, please let us know.
Yeah, please.
Whoever, if you want to jump in and help them instruct it.
It's not on fire?
Not yet.
By the way.
But
No, not yet.
Huh?
Yeah.
I was in the Russell here,
I think it's good.
directory. So
I don't know.
how are you looking for?
Yeah.
I mean, the third.
He's not in his office.
The third IP, if we follow the pattern that we found, use cat, off, log, right? So we found the first two, right? See how we get there, right? So you just kind of pretty much look through here. 169 is the first one, 56 is the second one, and then right here, connection. They tried to connect, but they failed right here. Connection, failed, and then they got kicked out from the server. So the third one should be this one right here. Yep.
I thought it was with the thing you were doing with the.
So there's a command, let's see, I forget the regex command. So you can Google a lot of this stuff too, like, see right here, this is a grep for a IP address. 0 through 9, 1 to 3 times, period, and then repeat this 3 times. So this little grep command is the IP address. Oops. Copy, we're gonna copy that. That's how you get all the IP addresses. Yeah. Alright. So we're gonna cat that. We'll grep. There's a dash. Yep, dash capital T. And then we'll paste that command right there. Oh yeah. The dash show, yeah. But the dash show is only if we want to show just the IP address. We could do that. So that's an expression. If we type that in, that's an expression to give us IP address. So I'm gonna run it. You guys see what it does, and I'll put the command back up. Yeah. And that's all our IP addresses. Look at that. It's the first IP address I sent for connect. Here's the second. Look at that. Here's the third. So, our questions, we got the first, second, and third IP address. So what user was targeted in the attack? So from earlier, just by searching sessions using grep, there's only one user that logged in, which is this guy. Only person that was able to log in the server. Target. Right? So which user was targeting the text? It's Mr. Harden. Over here, yep. By the way, I don't know, let me see. Your auth log might be different than mine if you sign into your account. But I'm just showing you guys the tools and how you get these answers, right? And then the last question is, from which IP address was the attacker able to successfully log in? There's only one person that connected, right? So right here. It's also at the end of the the command right here. Session open for Harvey. We looked up right here, accepted password for Harvey from 30 right here. That's the IP address for that one. Do you guys have questions?
They need to turn off. They need to turn off
No. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
You know, it's interesting because I'll talk to a friend of mine and he's like these situations don't happen like that because they have all these names ready to talk to them from group posting and put messages. It's up to you depending on what you do. You know, figure out how people get into the service with all these defenses already set up. How the hell did they still get in? With them.
And I sacrifice a pig for these waters.
She got all of them first try.
Who?
She did.
Just by looking at it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I did.
This one's pretty easy.
Oh my god. Alright, everybody stop talking to her. The air's going to her head. Yep.
So we use grep,
So do we,
use cat, huh?
do we just keep doing the next one?
We can do the next one if you want. But I don't know if everyone has that second log. I think our time is almost up. What time do we have the room till?
Let's wait till 7.
7? Yeah, we got 15 minutes. So the second one should be a little harder. So it's called Nginx, access logs, Nginx server. Oh,
Time for 2 more?
there we do the second one.
Yeah. Got 10 minutes.
So let's see.
Does anybody have questions or ideas? Things they want to talk about? Anything? I'm going to call on somebody. If somebody going to say nothing, I'm going to just call you out.
Oh, awesome.
Okay, go.
What's the whole,
Correct.
Yeah.
E-R-E-T.
what was that? The accent part.
So grep is, it's like looking for keywords.
Okay.
So you wanna get a keyword, use it, and then put it into a file, and it searches for that keyword inside that file.
See that right side. That's what you can use it for searching someone text that. So you're trying to look at a file, you're trying to print stuff out about a file, you're trying to do stuff with the file. Right? Just find specific.
So the first question is, how many requests yielded a 400 status? All right. Anyone have any clue on how do you find that?
Oh.
Grep for 400, right?
That is actually
Okay.
a bash shell, more than shell.
It's more so called a terminal.
Nightcat,
Oh, yeah.
I'm gonna pipe that to grep. Look for 400. Boom. All right. These are 400s. So how many requests yielded a 400 status? Huh? Okay. So do grep, we'll pipe to a word count. So I got 99.
99 of what?
How many requests? How many 400?
How many times 400 is being?
Yeah, how many server messages? Right.
It shows twice? Oh, it does on
Yeah,
each
see?
line, you're right. How do you find out if it shows more than once in the line? And that,
So this is what happens when you,
yeah?
so there's a few ways you go around that.
Okay.
You could do
What about you can do it so that you're only doing it from a specific field?
You can do that too,
Yeah?
right? Or there's another one we could use. We could use a dash or a break.
A break?
Uh-huh.
Okay. Put a B in there on accident.
No.
Oh, okay. So you're
So
only getting
the backslash B stands for break. So what it does is it puts a space between 400. The space after 400.
So if there's, so it won't, it'll only get the first time it shows up in that each line or whatever, right? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, so it looks for 400, specifically 400. So if you grep it how we did before, it can put up to 0400, which is found in the second column, which is the date. So that's one way. But the other way is through the columns, through the cut command. So if we do that, there's a format, right? So we'll do the word count here. It's 38 now. 38 versus 99. I'm gonna write that right here. The first one we found 99, and now with the break we found 38. Right? We'll try with the cut command. So let's see. We use spaces. What kind of delimiter should we use? Spaces. Write that to cut. Delimiter. Put a space in there. Fields. We'll do 4 fields. All right. 5. Okay.
Past 3.5 hours of CEH.
Certified hacker.
And now CEH shall be completing the masters, which is the practical part, this winter.
Nice.
I have to take a couple days off.
So now we know where to go for the answers, everybody, right? This guy right here. Yeah. All right, what time we got? 6:53. You got some more? You got some more for him, or you want me to cut it short for you?
What is one? No.
What were you trying to do?
So, okay, President, stepping up, running shit, doing things. Proud of you, bro.
How do you, man? Passion.
Yep. Got the CEH. Get the CEH practical and have the CEH master degree. Put that on my LinkedIn profile right now.
Straight up. So we'll do 8. You got the HTTP. We're looking for a status, right? Let's try 9. Boom, and we got status codes. So these are all the status codes right here. Let's see. See if we get the same thing with the 10. Nope, that's the amount of data. So we do field 9. It's our status codes. And we pipe that into a grep. We'll do a 400. We'll do word count. See, now it gets smaller. So it went from 99, 38 to 16. So here's the thing. We got 400, 4 fours. So we'll look back at the question. So does it want us to see specifically 400 or any 400 status, right? Anything in the range of the server codes. Do you guys know what the server codes are? Like when you're on a website, you get a 404 or 400. Yeah, it's not there, right? So what it's asking for is how many 400 codes there was. Do this. Do word count. 37.
You ready to go? Are you excited? Are you happy you did it? Yeah.
So it took me.
Third.
I was really worried that me buzzing you and stuff. I was like, if he comes back and I said that he's fucking with me.
So there's 10 missing from this field right here.
You jinx me?
I just had to
Throw
go
up a
in there.
game?
I just had to go in there and get the bag.
Yeah, he was all like, excuse me, Tim. Sorry, man.
Yeah.
Get all the
I
bags.
know you're taking a test, but let me just.
I get test anxiety, yeah. Like, you give me tools and shit, I can figure it out, I can teach it, no problem. You give me a test?
Thank goodness for art, man. When
Yeah.
you said that he was.
No, I did it 2 times online, and I could not do it online, you know, some dude staring at me on the computer camera. No, do it in Art's office. Just me in there, so you just fucking do it right there.
That like centers, they give me even more credit, because then the proctor in there is like.
Just like,
No, not even that. The way that the last
Can you do a wild
Uh-huh.
card? She was nice at
Huh?
first, but then you do a wild card.
snappy with me.
whoa,
Sat for that in person. Thank you. And I was working on the thing,
right.
and then that was the whole crazy nonsense for me.
No, open question, yeah. Literally, I took like all 3.5. Right, wasn't it like a half an hour left on the clock?
No, it wasn't the test. It was
No.
more like.
Yeah.
It was more like I was having anxiety.
Right.
Are you gonna guess?
I feel like, yes ma'am. By the way, ma'am, thank you ma'am, yes ma'am.
Alright, man. Stream, we love you.
3 minutes.
We are going to be
3 minutes.
ending very soon. If you have any questions or anything you want to talk about, bring it up now. We have 3 minutes left.
So, if you want to get more specific on how you can use grep or any of the tools, just go ahead and use the man grep.
Oh, they did, okay.
Tell you how to
Okay,
use
so you
it.
have 15 left.
How in
12
depth you
today.
can use it.
Okay, it's gonna be that.
Man cut.
Yeah.
Man cat.
Right, when I'm asking you another point, you said.
And you guys could go more in depth on how to use the tool correctly. What's your advantage?
If they're walking in,
But that's all the time we have for today, guys. Thanks for stopping by. If you guys have any questions, come ask me. I'll be here. A little something on Naga.